All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope y'all are having a good day so far. So I'm going to continue working on the channel members request. This time I'm going to do it a little different. I'm taking one very recent one, and then for tonight I'm going to do one that's like in the middle of the pile. So I figured that'll be a fair way to kind of, you know, diversify this whole thing. And then probably by tomorrow I'll be back to the oldest ones again. So anyways, guys, this one is from Uncut Hoops, and this is titled "The NBA Media Lied About 1988 Michael Jordan." Excuse me. And off the top of my head, this brings back some memories. So yeah, 88 Jordan, that's DPOY Jordan. And this is going to probably be the thing where there was a campaign running against him, basically trying to insist that like the steals that he was credited for were not accurate steals. And of course this was like a huge wave that was coming in from like all the Clutch Sports people. And I remember commenting on it, and it was ridiculous. If I remember correctly, that's when Johnny Arnett started breaking down individual games and checking it. But I know that was like a huge undertaking, so I'm not sure how far he made it with all that. But anyways, I want to see what new revelations have come out about this whole thing. So let's see what Uncut has in store for us, guys. I'm linking the original video down below in the description like I always do. You also see a list of channel members. Shout out to you guys. I am doing my best here to catch up with the demands, and we're making some progress. I don't want to tell you guys the number, but we're making some damn progress, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Like the video if you could. It helps out a bunch more than you guys know, and let's rock.
Find the Jordan season that matches that. You can't. People are like, oh, but Michael Jordan won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year. He did.
And scoring champion.
So when are we talking Jordan's peak? Are we talking 1 year? Then LeBron's peak was higher.
What? But, oh, God. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait.
When it comes to basketball fans nowadays, respecting their past, respecting history is definitely a lost art. As looking at the 80s, 90s, and now even the 2000s, those eras year by year are becoming more underrated and less appreciated. And looking at the best player in all those eras, that of course is Michael Jordan, one of the greatest peaks of all time in 1988, when the MVP, as was the DPOY. Now,
I feel bad for the young bucks because they don't understand that they're stuck in this echo chamber that is really just, it's a Clutch Sports hate campaign against Jordan. And, you know, they're young, so they're buying into the propaganda.
Even fans who know history, I gotta tell you, 88 Jordan, you don't know just how great he was. As of course back in the 80s, all the advanced stats, kind of the niche stats, they simply were not tracked.
I mean, 35 points a game, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP. Like, what do you want from the guy? Outside of a championship, obviously, that would be the first thing he would say himself. But like, if you can't compete for a championship, what else do you need to do on an individual level to show that you're the greatest? And then I can't believe, I mean, it's Nick wrong. He's a weasel. Like, what year of LeBron's was better than that? It doesn't exist.
Yes, being the scoring champ, being efficient, even his PR, those stats are tracked. But what's not tracked are his fourth quarter numbers, his clutch time numbers, his mid-range shooting numbers, even his left hand numbers.
Is it true that Michael Jordan didn't have a left?
Shut the hell. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Post up Oakley, staying right with him inside. Jordan in the drive. And Gilmore's got it. Here they come 2-on-0. Showtime. Popular they are here. When can you remember? Help, Jordan. Ooh.
I mean, we're at the point now because of this. It's so ridiculous. I'd like to compare Michael Jordan's using his left versus LeBron using his left. I don't know. I'm pretty sure MJ is using it at least as much as LeBron. So that coming from that side of the fandom is weird. It's just a weird thing to criticize about.
So for today's video, it's quite simple. Looking at 88 Jordan, we're going to look at 3 different games from early on this season that are available to me via film.
Okay.
The games that aren't, I simply can't verify them. And online, they really don't exist. So looking at the games I have access to, the first 3 games, November 7th, 10th, and 14th. in that first game opening night versus Philadelphia, Charles Barkley versus MJ in Chicago. This game right here, weirdly historic, as looking at Jordan at this point, his first ever game with Pippen and Horace Grant as teammates.
Oh, wow.
And of course, those guys coming off the bench behind Oakley, as well as Brad Sellers. Now, looking at Jordan's play this game, having 36 points, outdoing Sir Charles with 34 and
6 steals?
himself, a typical Jordan game and a seamless carryover from 1987.
Yeah. He didn't skip a beat.
And looking at Jordan's scoring ability, it is pretty fascinating. And this guy in the open court is simply unstoppable and a perfect blend of being silky smooth, but also ferocious when need be.
Flicked up the right side, Jordan. Stunner steps in, running, scooping, and scoring.
What a split.
The rebound, Jordan. Michael Jordan behind his back once, and then just 3 back to
Kaboom.
Jordan, and he jammed to the right hand. Here's Henson.
No.
And
there he is
Nice.
again. Into the passing lane. Here comes
That's
Jordan.
what he was
Down
a
the
master
lane,
at,
finger roll,
reading
got
those
it.
passing lanes.
Dumped down to Henson, back to Cheeks, and nearly lost, and now it is. 3 to Jordan. Good night.
Ooh.
So, stopping that right there very quickly, I've seen
Right there.
tons of Jordan highlight reels, top 10, top 100s, and those highlights right there, I've simply never seen them. And even looking at Charles Barkley, I mean, much like Michael Jordan,
Yeah, he's playing
some
great.
jaw-dropping plays I've simply never seen. Looking at these two guys right here in the open court,
That's
I mean, it's
disgusting.
absolute magic. And looking at Jordan's shot chart, looking at jumpers, mid-range shots, as well as paint scoring, the majority of his damage was done in the paint in a specific game. Looking at that number right there,
80s Jordan.
it's impressive for 2 reasons. Of course, 11 for 13, absurdly high, great efficiency. The added layer of this, the era Jordan was doing this in, the center-based era, a big man-based era.
Yeah.
And looking at the paint, compared to today, was extremely packed. So a 6'6" guy doing this in the lane versus an era dominant in the paint is definitely pretty impressive. And versus Philadelphia, he had his way over and over again with jaw-dropping highlights.
Yeah, you see no flopping, no complaining. He's just hooping. He's just he's bouncing off of all kinds of contact.
Now, speaking of highlights, looking at Game 2 versus the Hawks, or Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight reel.
Great matchup.
Looking at Michael Jordan this game as a scorer, not nearly as explosive, as in the night, didn't even crack 30 points. But here's the bizarre thing. Looking at Basketball Reference, Jordan's total points, yes, 29 points, it's correct. But assists, only 7, and rebounds, he's at 6.
The one steal is the thing popping out, and the shooting, the field goal percentage. He actually, as crazy as these numbers are, this looks like MJ had an off night.
The funny thing is, look at the TBS broadcast at the very end. The player of the game, Michael Jordan, yes, 29 points, but it says 8 assists and 7 boards. That right there is a minor discrepancy that we'll see over and over again when it comes to 88 Jordan. And having watched the game, looking at Jordan's assist count, it is indeed 8 and not 7.
Guarded by Whitman, gets the pick. Jordan feeds Gilmore, gets Willis in. Fusion problems. The Hawks hurting at point guard because of the absence of Doc Rivers. Gilmore.
He did it with his right hand and had to put reverse spin on it, and that's a much more difficult shot.
Into Gilmore. Nice speed.
Nice. Yeah, so far we're 3 for 3.
Feed from
Easy
Jordan.
one. Easy one.
The rebound and lets it loose to Jordan. Nice speed to Sellers. Controls himself and lays it in. 16 now. They were down by 18. Jordan.
Easy money.
Nice speed to Oakley. The free throws. Shot clock to 4 for Zine.
You try and regain your composure, especially if you're a player like Sellers, because you don't want to come out of the game.
Pulls back to a 17-point lead. Pippen in the paint.
Okay.
Takes it home.
That's weird now, because you would think, like, okay, if the scorekeeper messed it up initially, that's one thing. You know, I would understand it wouldn't look back at every single game and verify. But the fact that the scorekeeper got it right the first time, why did they go back and change it and give him one less? That's a little weird.
So stopping that right there very quickly, you might say it's only 1 assist, 1 board, not a big time difference. For the most part, I do agree. But looking at 88 Jordan, he's under immense scrutiny nowadays for having quote-unquote fake stats. And looking at these critics, here's one thing they never consider. Could certain Michael Jordan stats actually be deflated? That for this video series is definitely one thing we're going to dive really deep into.
Okay.
Now, putting on the back burner, Again, looking at Jordan this game is scoring all-around game. Atlanta's defense, much like Philadelphia, was doubling Jordan at nearly every turn. And Jordan's shot making, I mean, it's unreal. And contrary to popular belief, Michael Jordan, yes, was in fact a willing passer who would make the right play.
Oh, yeah.
Many of them are that they know that they have to be prepared for
Nice
the
spin away. Nice spin away.
that we talked about.
Nice speed.
Nice. And they triple.
Now watch it again. They make the cut to the basket, the good pass when they go and they triple team.
18-point Bulls lead.
Man, it must be nice to have a guy in your team that gets triple teamed. Like, I think of guys like Steve Kerr and Pax, you know, like you'll never be that open ever again.
4 to go, first half. Jordan from 20 feet. Defense in this half. Shot clock to 10. McGee on Jordan. Spinning, banking, scoring. 27 in the game. They're doubling Jordan, as you're going to get to see an example of it here. Oops. Tipping to Jordan. Pulls up, scores, and he'll get the 3-point opportunity.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of everything here. Nice.
Oakley, he's fouled. Again, Michael Jordan is the type of player who's going to help make his teammates better. Now, he had that ability to go up for the jump shot. He could have taken it, but he had enough presence of mind to spot it. Look at the great spin move. He's up. Yeah. He could shoot it, but he sees the man in a better position. The cardinal rule of basketball is Oakley draws the foul against contact. If you have a good shot, take it, provided one thing, that a teammate is not in a better position, and very few players who go up to shoot jump shots are able to still survey the floor and make a pass like that.
Thank you for leaving that whole thing in. That's cool. That gives you a perspective of how it was back then, how he was being talked about before all this, you know, this recent crap.
So that Hawks game right there, honestly, not anything special, but a nice Jordan game and a big-time Bulls victory. Now here's the unfortunate thing. The Bulls' next 2 games are not on film. I can't find them anywhere. So looking at Game 3, it's versus the Indiana Pacers back in Chicago. In this matchup, a young Jordan versus a young Reggie Miller.
Awesome.
And MJ this game definitely came into play. As on the night, 37 points, much like Game 1 versus Philadelphia. And again, looking at this guy's shot making, difficult shot making, I mean, it's diverse, highly impressive, and 40 years later, still all inspiring.
Full of holes out here, Slick. I think the Pacers can explore. Backdoor out. That's where he ought not to be. Playing to the big boys, and he went down there and got it rejected. He almost got a face on it. And Chicago just getting it back.
Whoa, hang time.
Sparrow. Jordan. Once it goes in his hand, you know it's going up. And there it goes.
I don't think most people can appreciate how hard it is to outhang somebody in the air and be almost all the way down to the ground again, landing, and then you shoot it. It's the least accurate point where you can shoot a basketball, and you have to use so much more energy than you would have otherwise, yet he was so damn accurate at it.
Goes down.
It's so much harder than...
Oh, they miss him tonight. Go get him.
People who haven't hooped have no idea how difficult that is.
Damn.
Yeah, damn,
now,
indeed.
that right there is our final game, Game 3 of 3, to start Michael Jordan's 1988 season. And Jordan, those games, of course, really impressive, and the Bulls went 2-1. Now, the one thing I really want to get to is the verified stats versus the actual NBA.com stats. Michael Jordan, these 3 games, the official assist count was 15. By my count, it's really 17. They missed 2 assists. Now look at steals. In this game, the official count was 11. By my count, also 11. Now here's the blocks. The official count was 6. But my count was only 4. So this right here for Jordan is discrepancies both ways. The blocks by my count are actually inflated, but the assists are deflated.
That's interesting.
That is.
That's very interesting.
Now,
that is because that's plenty enough blocks. I mean, you pull those numbers in every single day with some steals, and yeah, you're DPOY, no problemo. But yeah, the a big question, you know, has always been, well, why doesn't he get 10, 8 or 9 assists like, a guy like LeBron or whatever like that? But it's interesting to think he might have been he might have been shortchanged on some assists, because I do see him assist the ball a lot. I mean, the other reasoning is just because the pace of play, so less possessions, less chance for an assist. But yeah, that's all I got on that.
For Michael Jordan's defense, blocks and steals, yes, are impressive, they're important to be accurate on their record. But looking at Jordan's defense, stats to the side, this guy's energy, enthusiasm, playing the passing lanes, helping the post,
crazy.
I mean, it's simply unreal. Michael Jordan in these games is absolutely possessed. And looking at these games, what you would think it is a playoff game, and not game 1, game 2, and game 5 of a very long 82-game season.
Yeah, being Defensive Player of the Year is not all about stats, by the way. Like, I don't think that's ever been a thing. We've never looked at it that way. Yes, when you see somebody like Wemby get like 8 blocks in 20 minutes of gameplay, these numbers stand out. And that becomes like an easy way to just like, hey, if you haven't watched him play, look at these numbers and you'll understand what we're talking about when it comes to him on defense. But when it comes to Jordan, like Jordan was just everywhere. You know what I mean? And most Defensive Player of the Year that I see, it's not all just revolving around blocks and steals. It's literally like people who are playing amazing lockdown defense. Like think about when Marc Gasol won the award. Like, you had to watch Memphis in order to understand why he's receiving that award. You had to see his impact on the defensive end. And Jordan is just a maniac, dude, on defense, especially back here.
He scored 11.
I mean, he's a complete menace.
Every time.
45-34, Chicago. Sixers set up. Wingate fires. Not heel funk with Hubie Brown. Wingate.
He's guarding this guy, playing the passing lane. Help side.
Played well last night.
Help side on Barkley. Back to your guy. Like it's
score from the paint. Misses badly. Goes to the floor. Rebound left.
If you asked anybody to do all this, they'd laugh at you. But Jordan just did it willingly.
Here comes Wingate around the top, off of McCormick.
Something. The guards are doing an excellent
job. And they say Jordan wouldn't be able to keep with this guy in a modern game. I see him just flying through screens here.
Right now, hitting the perimeter shots.
He did not do early in the ball game.
Oh no! Don't do it! Don't do it, Spud.
Hawks can pull. Within 16 again if they get it to fall, but they don't. Pull to within 4.
And I'm liking this, even if it's a block or not a block, like it's showing the impact he's having on shots and possessions. That's real defense.
Rebound, Jordan, hold it. Yeah.
McCormick. And there's Jordan. He jumped right in the passing lane again.
Game, you're murder. You'll be right there. It's the best in the league.
And there's Jordan again, deflecting it.
So that right there from Jordan, no doubt impressive. There's no steals, blocks, any actual counting stats, but the defense is of course there. When speaking of Jordan, defense, a big time factor. Also a big time factor is fourth quarter play, clutch time play. And look at these games, Jordan in fourth quarter scoring total had 28 points. Versus Philly had 10, Atlanta 6, and versus the Pacers had 12. Fourth quarter assist only had 2, in the field 10 for 21, and for the line, a pretty impressive 8 for 11. Right here for Jordan, the fourth quarter on average, he's at 9.3 points per game. Historically for Jordan, that checks out, and it keeps holding one of the highest marks of all time. Now look at his shot profile on jump shots, 14 for 34, mid-range, 13 for 28, and the paint, an absurd 25 for 35. This right here for the 88 Jordan series, and these we're going to track routinely and keep updating as we progress. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Always, man. Always. Guys, the link to Uncut's channel is down below in the description. Check it out. I don't know, man. It's ridiculous to me that we have to take such amazing things, amazing feats in history, and just crap all over it just to make modern players look good. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I'm beyond sick and tired of it, and I'll never forget it. That's one of those things. I'll never forget that they did this, because I'm telling you, in the 90s, in the 80s, we did not crap on the previous generation like this. We respected Bill Russell. We respected Wilt. You know, Jerry, all these Oscar, all these Dr. J. Like, we respected all these dudes. You know, yeah, we might have said we think Jordan's the best, but I was also fully aware that, like, dude, Jordan's competing against guys with 11 championships, 6 championships, 5 championships. So in the 80s, you could clearly say, and everybody would agree, this is the best basketball player we've ever seen. But he hasn't won. And it's, you know, so until you win something, it doesn't really matter that much as far as legacy. But then the guy racked up 6 championships. What do you want from him? You know? And then people can try and say, what when people try to discredit his DPOY, what are they trying to say? Are they trying to say he didn't play defense? Because that's the stupidest thing in the world. You know? In my opinion, he's the greatest defending shooting guard of all time. And I think Dwayne Wade would be my number 2 in that category, but it's clearly Jordan. So, like, that doesn't even, like, hold any weight to me. If that's the argument you're trying to make, like, just watch him play. Watch him play defense and shut up. You know, I don't want to see your stats or the stats might be inflated. Hey, man, even if they are, watch him play defense and shut up. You know, make up your own decision. So, anyways, I'm glad Uncut is doing work like this because, you know, the more eyes it hits, the more people wake up and realize they've been influenced by a weird propaganda campaign, and the more people that wake up, the better, in my opinion. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I think it's about time to get out of here if I got the hiccups right now. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think I need to drink water, my friends. Peace out.